We're ready when you are. Oops. I am. We're ready when you are.
Is it sharing them?
Mhm.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, no, you're not sharing.
But it's now. Oh, there you go.
Oh, no, that's not the one. It looks like it is. Oh, okay.
Can we call the meeting to order? We're ready? Okay. Okay, we're going to call the Hideout Planning Commission regular meeting of October 16th, 2025 to order. And I'm going to do a roll call first. Joel.
Here.
Rachel. Here. Brad.
Here.
Juan. Here. Kate. Catherine.
Here.
Did everybody take a look at the 18th Planning Commission minutes?
Oh, Chase is getting on.
Okay. And does anybody have any comments? Welcome, Chase.
Hello, sorry for being late.
Any comments on the minutes? If not, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from September, sorry, I'm looking at 18th, 2025.
I'll second. Joel?
Yes.
Rachel?
Yes.
Brad?
Can I vote?
Oh, that's right. You can vote if you want to vote.
Okay, yes.
We just got comment. And Donna
Yes.
and Chase.
Yeah.
I think you forgot me. This is Catherine.
I didn't get to you yet.
Oh.
Catherine.
Yes.
Okay. And I vote yes too. So that passes. Our first agenda item is the discussion and possible approval of the concept plan for Fire Station 56. And we're going to have Thomas give us a quick.
Yes, I'll give you a quick overview with regard to the concept plan. Chief Hales is here to answer any questions, as well as a few members of his team are on Zoom. All right, so I think most of you are familiar with this, as you probably remember, what, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we had some open houses with regard to the temporary fire station. There were some discussions with regard to a permanent fire station. That is actually going pretty well. It's being expedited, I think, and so that's what we're here to talk about today. So they are proposing a concept plan for a permanent fire station. The site is the triangle site that the town owns, that is just north of Mr. Wolf's property. So, you know, we have Plain, then we've got Wild Horse, then we've got Mr. Wolf's property, and then this is the property north of it. It's about 3.5, not quite 3.5 acres. The town has been negotiating with the Wasatch Fire Department. They've entered into a long-term rent lease agreement, I should say. I think that took place in March of 25. And so the proposal tonight is kind of just to walk you through the site plan, and there are a couple of elevations, some architectural images, just to get you guys familiar with what is being proposed. It's worth noting that the current zoning is mountain. It's a residential zone, 1 unit per acre. As we move through the concept plan phase, the next step would be to go through rezoning, because there is also an opportunity to put the potentially relocate the public works facility to the south half of this site. And so for that to go in this location, as well as the fire station, both of these are public buildings, that would need to be neighborhood mixed use zoning. And then the follow-up application would be for conditional use permit in that zone. So concept plan, rezone, conditional use permit. That's the process we would like to get through, hopefully before the end of the year. So, you guys saw the site?
Quick question,
Sure.
is this one of the, is this a 2025, the new law? So when it comes in,
For
the final-
subdivision, actually, that's right, we'll have to go through subdivision as well, so when this comes through for subdivision. It probably has to go to you and council, because commercial development goes to council. Residential development can stop at the planning commission, but multifamily and or commercial does have a stop at the council for final adoption, that's right.
Okay, thank you.
I've got, if you go down just a little bit, I've got some key planning issues that I thought are worth just conveying to you guys, and then maybe we can have a discussion. As I mentioned, the chief's team, architectural engineering team is on Zoom. They can answer specific questions if we get into that level of detail, or the chief may be able to answer. As you know, this site is pretty steep, right? And so this development will be built into the hillside. So the back side of the development will actually be essentially underground. The back wall will essentially, I think, be a retaining wall as it's designed.
For the apparatus bay, correct.
And it's worth noting that as the parking lot, so if you look at from SR 248, the building is in front of you. Most of the parking is going to be on the right-hand side. There will also be a retaining wall there, because again, the building will serve as its own retaining wall, the rear facade, but the parking lot will have a retaining wall built around it. We'll want to work with the chief and the architectural team with regard to retaining walls. What is that? How does that present to SR 248? That kind of thing, I think, will be important. With regard to access and traffic control, the chief and his team have actually been working closely with UDOT. The access for this facility will be a little bit north of where our kind of our temporary limited access was. There is a little access there. It'll be a little bit north of there. I think you've worked with UDOT. They're comfortable with moving that there. They will need a hawk, a beacon hawk, probably, or some sort of a flashing light. It wouldn't be a permanent stoplight, i.e. it won't be a signalized intersection, but when the fire trucks need to ingress or egress, the light would go off, would flash so that they can get in and out easily for emergencies, etc.
Will they have turning lanes?
I do not know.
And that is something we do have our civil engineer online that is contracted with us, but is also working on our access with UDOT. And they could probably answer some of that. We can get into that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question.
Another question is there a way to move the entrance to the fire station north so that becomes a four-way intersection? Or somehow move our intersection? We're looking for a light around there. Can we use this as a way to link up the two?
I think this would be challenging to get a full signalized light, to make this a fully signalized intersection. It might, I don't know, chief, it might conflict with some of your needs as well. I think that we do have one proposed north of here at the Ross Creek. That's a little bit further north.
Okay.
Something we could certainly look into. but I bet it could be hard to get it in this location. We don't have a signalized intersection in this location as part of our UDOT corridor agreement at this point. If we did want to pursue changing that corridor agreement, we could start to look at that. So we could take that into consideration. Just keep in mind, changing the corridor agreement with UDOT does take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Something we can look into, yeah. It's also worth noting that we can only have one ingress egress point onto SR 248 pursuant to the UDOT's requirements. And so if the Public Works does indeed relocate to this site, it would be on the south side of the parking lot, to the right of the parking lot. If you're looking at the site plan and the access, there would be an access easement for the Public Works to use the entrance that the fire station is proposing. So they would actually access through that entrance and through the parking lot to the
They're okay
Public
with
Works
that.
facility.
You're okay with that?
And they've coordinated that, yeah.
Yeah, our only concern was if it was gonna be like a public building and public was coming through, would probably be a different conversation. But the fact that these are our partners in Public Works, we want snowplows out before us,
Yeah,
so we're good sharing with our neighbors.
Thomas, how's the elevation with that for public works on the south side of that?
This is a hard site to develop for Public Works, and part of the challenge will be, we reserved it for potentially Public Works if it were to move, right? The greatest challenge, I think, with this site for Public Works is that where the fire department's building kind of uses the back of the building as the retaining wall, we need a laydown yard, we need storage yard, we probably don't want to base that up on 248, it's
Yeah.
not something you really want to air, right? So you want it behind, we have to build retaining walls and dispose of all of that soil, so it's a pretty tough site to actually put the Public Works on. It can work, it's just, there's more earthwork and some more expense involved with regard to creating the retaining walls around the laydown yard.
So the property the town owns, and I'm looking on page 14. And it says there's a previously proposed property line. I assume that's not the property line, that the town's property extends further south or to the right.
The entire triangle is obviously the property line.
Yeah, because what
Yeah.
I basically see one small section of the parking lot that's out, kind of outside this property line.
Right at the
Do
way.
you- do you see
Yeah.
it?
Let me go
Yeah.
up here.
Isn't that?
So that was
Right.
basically going to accommodate the easement or the setback required. You know, if for some reason we could go 0 lot line and go and push it all the way over to the actual property line without that setback, then we could move it over and move that, essentially that parking lot's a driveway going into Public Works.
That's right.
Right.
So it's,
So, but that like vertical line,
Mhm.
yes, if you scroll. So we can see up higher, it says proposed property line, previously proposed, so is that not? The town owns all that property, is that right?
Yeah,
they own the entire triangle and we're just leasing that little portion. And-
Okay, so we own everything to the right of that.
And perhaps this could change a little bit with the
Yeah, yeah,
lease
yeah.
agreement, if we
Yeah.
just finalize it, but generally speaking, that was
Page
your line.
14.
Okay.
And we were just lined on paper, but obviously to
Yeah.
make that work the best and to accommodate your setback, we kind of had to bump it a little bit, because if we can go 0 lot line, if that's what you approve, then we can bump the station to the north and give you that little section back.
It may be something worth thinking about, because as we look at this piece of property for Public Works, there is a stream that comes through here, and we'll have a setback. I think it's a 50-foot setback from that stream. And so we do have somewhat limited space in here. It's a tough site to do much on, but it might be worth considering a setback reduction when we get
And
there.
obviously my staff can,
and there's
Explain it
really
better than I
nothing
can.
on the other side of it.
On
So
the
they're-
left,
On
Yeah,
the left
there
side.
is, I saw it today, there actually is a gate with some type of
Yeah.
road there, I don't know.
that's
On
been
the-
there, it's a.
on the left side of this,
Yeah,
the north side, is
yes,
there?
yeah. I don't know where it goes.
I don't even.
I have an idea of something I wanted to see if we could have a discussion about it. It sounds like the access could complicate this, but when I was in Maryland we lived in a small town that had a fire station. And there was no public meeting space at all, so occasionally the fire station let us use the bays for the trucks for public meetings. And I was wondering if that's something that we might wanna see if they would be willing to do, and if that's something we could discuss.
We've always wanted to open up our buildings to the public, because it's always your building. But the issue is probably parking and then access on and off the road. So if we start dealing with UDOT on that, then we may have to make sure that we have a turn lane, an acceleration, deceleration lane. I think right now we don't meet the threshold of cars per hour or whatever calculation they use. And again, I think I'm talking way over my head. But to actually to necessitate a turn lane. And when those lights go on, the only time those lights are gonna go on are when we're responding lights and siren to an emergency. Otherwise, we're coming to the end to a stop sign and we're waiting for traffic and stuff. We're not gonna disrupt traffic every time they leave that building. If that makes sense. It's only when we respond to an emergency that when we turn on our lights, we have a system that controls those. We control intersections in Heber City. Right now, when we respond on an emergency, we can turn the light green to us and turn everybody else red, so we can kind of help with the flow of traffic. So we're gonna use that type of system just with some yellow signal warning lights to let us know, just kind of slow down, we're coming onto the property.
And I know what you're saying, like, if they built this where the existing one is. And there's not the traffic concern, I do like that idea. I just, with the
Taking
locations, with the location where it is. Traffic coming in and out of there with no traffic light, no turn lanes, I think that's a recipe for disaster. And I like the central location of the town having this property. Easy access in and out for you to get anywhere. Not just in Hideout, but anywhere along 248 they need to get to the Wasatch.
Also, a good question too. The 50-foot setback of UDOT's from the existing roadway edge, it cuts right in front and kind of through the parking lot of the building. That would apply though to the town maintenance building too, would it not? So it would have, whatever, that building would have to be shoved farther up the hill.
It would, this is our setback, so we certainly have an opportunity to work with either one of either the Wasatch Fire District and or our building if we wanted to look at potential variances, as long as, certainly we can't cross over the right of way line, right? But these are our setbacks.
Okay.
So we could change it, but to your point, if we maintain that, you're right, we're further into the.
Because naturally, the way the hill slopes, you want to angle it a little bit. I would guess.
Probably a little bit toward the north, I guess, yeah,
Correct.
yeah. I don't really have
Any other
any
questions?
additional information, we just will continue to work with the chief and his team with regard to finalizing the site plan, the landscape plan, all of that, you know, really starting to look at the grades, et cetera, exactly how, you know, the parking lot, the entrance would be situated on there. Again, this is a concept plan, so if you choose to vote on this, this is not something that goes to council, this stops here. A concept plan is just essentially a vote to give a head nod to an applicant to say, hey, we're generally on board, go to the next level. If you feel you need more information, you can of course request that before a vote. It doesn't come with any entitlements, it just says, we're generally in agreement, you could go to the next step.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
how long, of term do we have left with the existing firehouse? How
I
long is
am
it?
not sure that
It
timeline.
was 2 years that we
It
had.
was,
I
but
thought it
I
was
don't-
30.
I don't think it's June of 26.
2 years.
6 months. 8 months, 9 months, okay.
and obviously we're gonna go over that a little bit our goal, if everything works out with our timeline, and if we would like our architect, he can speak to this, but we are planning to this time next year to be in that building if we can. It's pretty aggressive, but we have a plan to, you know, once you give the go ahead, it's gonna get done.
Okay, my other question was, the apparatus bay, I swear, I know it's about like 70 feet long. Will that hold then 4? Or just 2 engines?
Well, it's double deep. It's built
Double
that
deep.
if we wanted to put a ladder truck, which we really don't need over here because we have it at Jordanelle.
Okay.
But it will fit that. The goal is when we open that station, we'll have an engine, a pumper, and an ambulance in that station. And the engine is built for both wildland and structural firefighting, so it covers kind of both. That's the kind of engine we use in the wildland urban interface.
So
So
it is double deep, I mean, for 10-15 years down the road or whatever, you could go ahead and just add another engine to the.
if we needed that, yes, this area is gonna blow up, but you know, we have 4 deep bays we could have up to 8 apparatus coming out of Jordanelle. If we needed to at the time, but yes, I think if this will serve this community, even with into your annexation or whatever, very well for a very long time.
Is just curious question, section to the left of the bays, is that 2-story?
It has some 2-story elements in our what we call our day room, in the living quarters. So in basically the great room, which has the kitchen,
See it on the side.
so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a full 2 stories. It's a clear story, so it goes up about another 8 feet. Because
Right.
we're trying to tie into some of the residential context we're seeing out there. And without it, it felt a little squat. So yeah, it's about 1.5 stories.
Kind of the purpose of my question was, we have a fire pole.
Yeah.
We can try.
Oh,
Then it needs to be open in public.
Yeah.
no,
Fire pole.
Yeah.
It may be helpful if you could maybe scroll down just a couple of pages if people wanted to see the architectural elevation.
It really is.
I love it.
beautiful.
I love
Yes,
it.
looks great.
I saw that.
Really like the red.
That is fine with
Yeah,
that.
I do
It's
too.
beautiful.
And we were hoping you would, because that's what we thought would save fire station, and
Yeah.
still keep
Yeah.
it not too intrusive.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty.
So go back to that,
It's a nice community.
so is the
center.
generator gonna be behind that wall?
It would have been.
Chief, the generator, and if maybe your architect, the generator, is that behind that wall on the right there?
I'm not I know that's part of the retaining wall, and
Right.
the generator and the transformer will sit in front. I know depending on distances, they'll need some protection around that, but Heber, I don't know if you can speak
Yeah.
on.
so Lincoln, you're on as well, right? Can you weigh in on that for a second?
Yes, yes. So actually, the way we're proposing, because actually, we'll need to provide maybe 3 terraced retaining wall over there to meet the 5 feet, 6 feet maximum wall height requirement. Because I believe the grade from the finished floor elevation of this fire station to the natural ground at its highest point, we're looking at about 22 feet. And so actually what we propose is at that parking lot over there, so we will have terraced retaining wall over there, in that we can hold the soil over there and also put the transformer and also power unit over there, which is actually right next to the parking lot on the
Yeah.
right hand side.
And those will be screened
Yes.
from traffic.
So they'll be in front of the retaining wall, obviously.
Yeah.
because they have
Yes.
been-
To be maintained.
and
Yeah.
Okay,
That's screened.
Just out of curiosity, the the Rocky Mountain Power utility transformer, is that something specific to your structure?
I would assume so.
Meaning, is that something you have at your facilities, in your buildings, or is it just a transformer?
It's just a transformer, just because there's probably not one
Okay,
that we have to bring in, and
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have adequate power to support the station as is, so they'll need to upgrade to feed this station.
Will there be any signage on the road indicating that there's a fire station?
Yes, yes, there will be on the road, you'll have, you know, your traditional. Yellow triangular, or I guess sort of diamond shaped signs that say fire station ahead. You'll have the signage that leads to the emergency signalization. And again, I think Lincoln and the.
Yes. Yeah.
that.
So that is correct. So actually, what we're proposing is actually we want to have emergency signal over there, so which is similar to that triangle type of signal. So basically, we have flashing red and solid red, means cars will need to stop for emergency vehicles because SR 248 is a high speed highway. State highways. So actually, we are also proposing advanced warning signal as well. So basically, I can't remember the distance. I mean, my team is designing that. I think that is about 300 feet to maybe 500 feet away from the signal. Actually, we will have flashing beacon. If that is flashing, we just warn the traffic that there's an emergency vehicle coming out from this access, so prepare to stop, something like that.
Like at the light at Black Rock.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
so. And in terms of signage, just you're gonna have the signage on the building, there's no monument sign or
No.
anything out there, just what is on the over.
Yeah.
The bars over, okay.
Okay, any other questions, Catherine, Chase? Anyone here?
Nothing else?
Let's start.
Nothing, thanks.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I move that we accept that we make a positive recommendation, is that what we do?
Actually,
We accept,
you'll vote to approve a concept plan.
okay.
You guys are the final authority on
Okay.
concept plans.
I move that we accept the concept plan as provided by the applicant for the proposed development of Wasatch, Utah Hideout Station 56.
I'll second that.
Catherine,
You don't need my vote.
I know.
Oh, yes,
Chase?
a very enthusiastic yes.
Okay, good. Chase?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Rachel? Yes. Brad?
Yes.
And Donna?
Yes,
And I'm a yes. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
yes.
We're
Look
excited.
forward to seeing
Thank
this.
you.
Really beautiful.
Okay, great job.
Great
Okay.
job. Thank you so much.
The landscape will be with the WUI.
Yes. So.
Yeah, we haven't designed it yet, but it will be compliant.
Yeah, it'll be wildfire competitive. The building is fiery, adaptive, fire resilient. You know, so even though you have wood looking elements, it'll be all fire wise. We are gonna set the example on this building.
Just missing one thing, chief.
Huh?
That's just missing one
The
thing.
pole.
Fireball.
Well, you're gonna have a.
But a pole on a single story building is not. We want in our community.
There'll be a-
Thanks, Chief.
Right?
Yes.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thanks.
Okay, now we will move to the review and ratification of our planning commission rules and regulations. So, let's see, where should we start? Well, I did get some input from various people. Shall I continue? Does anybody have any changes to Polly's? What is this? The well. This, what is this?
That I just included, Polly was gonna,
Send
present
that.
this as a staff report to the council, and I just threw it in there.
Included it, okay.
So,
So we aren't gonna make any changes there. That was nice of her to include this summary of different planning commissions. And let's see. Okay, so this is what the town council would approve, and these are our rules and regulations. Let's see. So just a notice to you and Kathleen, Alicia, we had on here, there shall be on every agenda of the planning commission an item entitled public comment. That's okay.
I haven't adopted it.
No, we haven't adopted it officially, but I just wanted to remind you guys about that. And then I know someone, Rachel, asked about on the, okay, this to me sounded a little, about the alternates. The alternate may only vote at such time as they are acting for a regular member, even if not voting, an alternate shall, so that's not what I meant.
What page are you on?
I'm sorry, I'm on page 32.
32 of the packet.
When an alternate is needed, the two alternate members rotate the responsibility for an entire meeting. That, I'm not sure that that's, real clear. Does everybody? I think it should be reworded, because what we're trying to say is, it may not just be for a meeting, it may be for one vote. If somebody's abstaining from that vote.
That's correct.
So, let's see,
But they would, oh, I see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, what it
It-
says.
it's not
Yeah,
just-
now I get it.
Yeah, and it didn't, rotate the responsibility.
But it would
We-
rotate with every meeting. So if nothing came up during the meeting to vote on, it would still rotate. Or if there was one vote, it would just, they shall alternate meetings.
Okay, the two alternate rotate the responsibility.
Shall alternate coverage for meetings.
So it's whether they vote or not, they alternate.
That's
So
right.
if- Okay.
Right. Okay. Okay, so we need to change that. And then, should a planning commissioner resign, then Rachel proposed that the senior most alternate shall replace them. And then the mayor appoints a new alternate. Can we add that?
Repeat that one more time.
Should a planning commission member resign, the senior most alternate shall replace them.
I think the mayor has to appoint, if there's a regular planning commission seat open, he has to appoint that with the guidance of the council, correct?
For the new one.
For the,
right?
for the
No.
alternate.
Well, I guess what we're proposing is that instead of taking someone who's never been on the planning commission before, that we take an alternate member who's been at all the meetings and like knows what's going on, take them and move them up to the member. And then this is the way it's been done. And then the mayor appoints a new alternate.
I completely agree that this would be an amazing idea. I just want to make sure that we're following the rules. And if there's a difference between appointing an alternate and appointing a voting member, I don't think we can just flip which one is available.
Cameron.
Yeah, so to clarify, currently, the mayor appoints the regular members and the alternates, right?
Mhm.
What you're discussing is proposing an amendment. So you can propose an amendment to do what you're describing. It would not take place until it was proposed and the council accepted it.
Right,
And so, yes, you can, like a motion and a discussion and a vote to amend the rules as you're discussing is how you would get that accomplished. But functionally, yes, you can do that.
That's how it always was, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it's,
But we
that's how
haven't
it's
had it
been.
written.
But it's not actually spelled out in.
Yes.
It's not codified.
So that has to be.
Right. I think it's a great idea. I just think we need to amend the wording.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay. And then just on the member duties. We said in compliance with Hideout Town Code. All members shall complete the training before they can vote in their first meeting. Yearly training shall be conducted by all members. Did it say when that had to be done yearly in the town?
So I think that's a state code requirement
Mhm.
and it just has to be done within the year.
Not for cities with a fifth class, but
Oh.
Ralph, sorry, just to give you some background, Mayor. We amended our code to make it so that they had to do certain things, but
Gotcha.
it's a little bit different than state code.
Okay.
So they have to have like 2 hours within the first 60 days, I think.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
so it is spelled out exactly the timing there, okay.
So wait, so are we changing this or are we not
No,
changing this?
No, we're not changing it, we just wanted to make sure it was in the,
So we have to complete training.
Do you wanna specify the 60-day training? As per code, or like the new member training, whatever.
Well,
it
that's
is.
already in the code, though.
yeah,
But are you
So-
specifying all training or are you specifying new member training? Cause all training is 4 hours.
Right. And new members need to complete 2 hours before they can vote, correct?
Right.
Great.
So
So maybe change the language shall complete the initial 2-hour training,
New members
new members.
shall complete. The
Well-
2-hour training,
Within 60 days.
and then all members
Yeah.
must complete.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt to be specific here. I think it would
Okay.
be nice to have it spelled out.
okay, so new members.
Yeah.
Must complete.
Before they can vote in their first meeting.
Okay,
Is it in their first meeting or is it in their first 60 days?
Well, if they get it completed, it has to be completed within 60 days. If they complete it before their first meeting, they could vote.
So prior to their vote, but in no event later than 60 days.
Right.
Alicia, did you get that?
Prior to their vote.
Okay,
But in
because I was,
The way that I put it,
then 60
in
days.
compliance with Hideout Municipal Code, new members must complete the initial 2-hour training before they can vote.
Perfect.
okay,
What about the 60 days?
Well, that's in the municipal code,
Okay.
right? So do we need to, do you want to spell that
No.
out?
and I was gonna say yearly training shall be conducted by all members per town
Per
code.
town, per municipal code.
Okay. Okay, are we all happy with our rules and regulations?
One addition, the code sections in the building and development would add those onto amending the code. So part of Polly's code is amending to have the commission appoint the chair and vice chair. And so in those amendments, we also need to remove the sections in Title 10, Chapter 12, that designate the mayor as appointing the planning commission chair.
Okay, is that in Polly's or no?
It's not, so
It's not.
so the topic of amending who appoints the chair
Mhm.
is on the agenda, and we have proposed changes that Polly's proposed, the red line changes.
Right,
So I would recommend that you just have a discussion and include the amendments to remove the sections from Title 10, Chapter 12.
got it, okay. Do we all agree that we want
Yes.
to elect our own
Yes,
chair?
Chair.
yes.
So we'd like them to review. Jason, Catherine, are you okay with that?
I'm not gonna vote on this. My vote doesn't count.
Okay, well, no, I'm just asking you if you're okay with it.
Okay with what?
Okay with the fact that, we would like to elect our own, chair and vice chair as opposed to the mayor. Electing them.
I think the code is specific. I think we can make the request.
Okay,
And sorry, if what we vote on, is this binding or is this a recommendation like normal to council to adopt?
It's a normal recommendation.
Okay, got it, thanks.
okay,
Out of the 14 cities that are in that chart, there's only one that is appointed, the chair is appointed by the mayor, the rest of them are all chosen by the planning commission.
yeah, I did notice that as well. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay,
Could you say that statistic again?
Yes, Chase, and in the, if you look at the charts that were prepared that shows, what happens in neighboring cities.
Yeah.
And small cities around Utah, there's only one city, Fruit Heights, that appoints that the mayor appoints the, chair, for the planning commission. The rest of them, the planning commission votes on and appoints themselves.
chair appointed by. That column. Okay.
And the vice
And
chair.
the vice chair.
And the
as
vice
well.
chair as well.
And what's the advantage of it doing it this way? Just because others are doing it, you know, what's the pros and cons?
Well, a pro is that we know each other and we know who can best lead us. Whereas the mayor may not have a lot of contact with the planning commission and they may not know who would be the best to run the planning commission.
Best leader.
In the past, the mayor didn't have much contact with us at all.
Right.
Hopefully that'll change.
Does that help?
Yeah, appreciate the explanation. Thank you.
And if I could propose kind of the language, if you look at page 24 in the packet, it's the code language that Polly has in red line
Yes.
that changes. The motion I recommending that you make is to amend Title 10, Chapter 12, subsection C and subsection P as in Papa, to replace the mayor with the commission. And so it's consistent with the other amendments that Polly's proposed. It's just that those sections weren't identified when Polly made the red line. And so we needed to include that in a motion from the commission to request those changes.
Okay. Somebody want to make a
Did you
motion?
get that? Rich?
You can just do a motion
Yeah.
as council.
As per
described.
council described, would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve
Or
our,
council?
the, I don't know what we call it, the, rules and planning commission rules and regulations. And suggestion for code amendments as council prescribed. Is that correct language?
That'll work.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Chase?
Hang on one sec, my kid's crying. Can I go in just a sec? I gotta be right back. Sorry.
Yes.
Rachel?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Chase, are you there or no?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to pick her up. Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, the motion passes. Thank you. And we had on our agenda number 3, consideration and possible appointment of a vice chair. But since we haven't gotten approval from the town council, we can't act on this tonight. So we won't be doing that. Can I bring up just a point of discussion, not to act on? So I was speaking with Jan today about the dates for the general plan meetings. And I conveyed to her that some of the planning commission members couldn't make the dates that she had proposed, and that we would like to really be involved since it is a planning commission function. So, one of her, proposals was that we plan those meetings during or after a planning commission meeting. So maybe, next month, November, might be, if city, what is that, what are they?
City design.
City design, if city design can have everything ready by the 20th of November.
That might be tight. Could I offer maybe an alternative and maybe we can open this up for discussion? So just so you are aware, I should remind you all that we're proposing on November 20th at your meeting to have Rob Terry, the statewide land use training director out here.
Oh,
So you'll
right.
get some training from the ombudsman's office, and it's really good information. So you'll have an opportunity that night to, I guess, get some education credits as well as get really some good information. They're a great organization. So we do have them that night.
Okay.
When is that, the 20th?
The 20th, that's your regularly scheduled meeting, yeah.
Yeah,
So I was talking with Jan a little bit about this earlier, and I think she had recommended something like maybe it was December 11th, I think, and that was a tough time to maybe get people.
isn't that the town council meeting?
I think that was,
That's
I
2
think that
hours.
they thought there could be overlap, but I think to
Oh.
your point, the planning commission thought it would be better if there was really overlap with planning commission, which makes sense. And so,
The 18th is kind of
The 8th
pushing it too.
18th could be pushing it in December, right?
Yeah.
So we thought, could we consider moving that meeting to maybe like December 9th or 10th? And then we'll just save you from meeting the week before the holidays.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Okay. What about the week prior or?
3rd?
I think that's too close to our meeting on the 20th.
Well, it's 2 weeks before. Huh?
I could do the 3rd or 4th. I could do
I'm out of
the-
town until November 29th.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I am out of town until November 29th.
We're talking
Or,
about this.
yeah, November 29th.
Okay, can we do maybe a doodle?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe aim for something like, try maybe the 3rd or the 4th or something in that week. Or, and if we have to look at the 18th, it's just getting really close to the holidays.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
We typically are kind of finished with things
That's right.
by that
That's
time
right.
and don't have a meeting in December.
Alicia, does that work? And maybe we'll kind of throw out some, okay. we'll
And
throw out
we
some
should
dates.
include, when I talked to Jan, she said that the city design wanted to include both town council and planning commission.
Yes,
So,
yeah,
I hate to do this, but if we need training for next year anyway, is there any way we could change the training to January? And that
Yeah.
way
we could,
do
look-
this on our
We already
next
did our
meeting,
training
and
for
then-
this year.
And then we have,
Oh, you
Has
guys have
everybody
all-
done their training for 2025?
Yes.
There's a couple
I
people that haven't
we did
yet.
mine, I was counting on this meeting
Yeah.
for my completion, but I can do my homework outside of that.
that just seems like something we might investigate.
Yeah, we could look at that. So why don't we
I'm
look
out
at
of town on
that?
the 20th.
You're out of town the 20th.
December or?
I am
Okay.
November. I'm also out of town that day.
Can you
Sorry.
join via Zoom?
I can.
You can? Catherine, what about you?
I
Can
can.
you join via Zoom?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so yeah, let us look into that. So we'll do a
Okay.
couple of things. We'll look into seeing if city design could be ready by November 20th. If they are, maybe we'll look at moving the ombudsman's presentation. And maybe move it to next year if that works, although it makes it a little harder for a couple of you, but we can, let us play a little bit with that.
I can get my hours in.
Okay, okay. Yeah, there's some good online courses.
There
It
are.
wasn't
Yeah.
that difficult.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that then. Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
Yes.
I have just one future item. So as part of the fire station,
Mhm.
when we first talked with the fire district, we had offered to initiate the rezone from mountain to mixed use, just because it would save the fire district some legal fees from having to apply and make through that permit. And so we're planning on bringing that to the commission the next meeting, so that we
Okay.
can, yeah,
Move it
November,
along.
so we can get that moving and going forward. So that will probably be on the next, hopefully be on the grid.
Yeah, and I spoke with the chief. We'll help walk them through that. We'll kind of hold their hand and do the rezone essentially with/for them. So that next meeting would probably be the rezoning. And then we would try to come back with in December subdivision. And maybe conditional use if we line those up correctly.
Can we do all that at the same time?
I think we can, as long as.
I mean, all in November?
No, we can't do the subdivision or the conditional use in November because council won't have approved the
Okay.
The
rezone.
rezone.
And you can't do the subdivision.
So they have to
and or
approve the
conditional
rezone.
use
Is
Because
there a reason why we didn't do zone tonight or?
we have to do, there's a significant amount of noticing, et cetera, for that,
Okay.
and you have to do the concept plan before, so.
Okay.
It's sequential, unfortunately,
Mhm.
yeah, but we are hoping that we can get through this in December. It'll be a little bit of a game of Tetris with meetings, but I think we can do it. Yeah, that's our goal. And chief is comfortable with that. They're hoping that that they could be done in December, December, January. Get a month off, and then they're thinking potentially construction could start, depending on the weather, February, March. They really do want to get this thing going ASAP.
My concern is
Well,
if,
we don't
or if the lease is up with
Yeah, we need to get it
Yeah.
done.
the
That's
fire
right.
station, we
That's
need to
right.
get it done.
That's right. So, yeah,
Well,
they
we're,
want to break ground ASAP after early spring.
yeah, and weren't they talking about doing the bays first and then
Maybe the
finishing
living
out the
quarters
rest of
over
it,
here.
like
Yeah,
as needed?
yeah, that's probably something they could do in phase if they needed to, just to help expedite getting it moved
Yeah.
over. Yeah, they are really hoping to start early spring, yeah.
Thomas,
So that-
who owns the land that leases the fire station right now?
That's part of the shoreline development.
And aren't they before council soon asking for phase 4?
They are going to be coming back to council for phase 4, yeah.
Could we ask them for an extension of the lease until the construction is completed?
Is that something?
We can ask them. I don't know if anyone has, or if we've had that discussion. I know initially that there was some flexibility, but we would have to verify that and make that overture, but we certainly can. And I think once we know a better time frame from the fire district as far as when they can actually start, I think then we can try and figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
try-
like to see that figured out so there's no gap.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, we can try to coordinate with them and with their development that hopefully works out.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
what else is on the agenda?
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Wait, I have one quick
I'll
question.
sort it.
I rescind.
Is any part of this meeting supposed to be open up for public comment?
No,
No,
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
okay, what is it? We don't all have to vote. We can just, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
I,
We just changed what,
Yeah,
Okay,
good
but-
call.
what we used to do.
So 56 minutes, that might be a record.
wow.
Right?
It's been a long time since we had a